Hello and welcome to Tips and Tricks in Microsoft Word 2016. In this video, we're going to be talking about how we can customize the Quick Access Toolbar. As we see in the user interface here for Word 2016, we have our Home tab ribbon that opens up by default and has all of these different groups with different commands, buttons, and features available along there. And as we switch from one ribbon to the next, to the Insert tab ribbon, we have all these additional commands, buttons, and features, and we have that throughout all of the various ribbons available to us, all of those features. Well, the Quick Access Toolbar is something that we can customize, and we can add any one of those features, buttons, commands, drop-down menus that you see on any of the ribbons. We can simply add that to the Quick Access Toolbar. But first, I wanted to share with you that by default, the Quick Access Toolbar is located above the ribbon. And in version 2016, we have 5 different features that are available to us. And by hovering over them, it'll give you a little screen tip to describe exactly what each one is. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to relocate the Quick Access Toolbar from above the ribbon to down below, kind of like what they have in the Google Office apps. It just makes it a little bit easier to get to. And to do that, we simply go over here to this little More button on the right, and we click on it. And then down at the very bottom, it says Show Below the Ribbon. And we simply left click on that. And now the ribbon, Quick Access Toolbar, is below the ribbon, and we see it right there. So as we're trying to use different features in the various ribbons, sometimes it's easier to have those different features located on your Quick Access Toolbar so you don't have to change ribbons. For example, if I want to make this word here bold, I could go up here and simply click on the B for bold, again on the Home tab ribbon in the font group, and I've just made that bold. If I choose another word and I want to make it italicized, I can simply do it that way and click on it. But what happens if I'm in, say, the Mailings tab ribbon, and if I decide that I want to take another word and make it bold, I may have to go find and figure out which ribbon has that. So it's a lot easier if you just have your Quick Access Toolbar with all the different features on there that you use most often. So how do we do that? Well, it's really simple. All we have to do is go up and hover on any one of these, and a little screen tip pops up and tells us what it is. And if that's the one we want, then we can simply right click on it. And when we do, we have some options here. And the first option says Add to Quick Access Toolbar, and I simply left click on it. Now you can see that bold has been added. So in my Quick Access Toolbar, I like to have some of the most common features in the font group. So for example, like to make it italicized, I simply right click on that button or feature and then left click on Add to Quick Access Toolbar, and you see it's added there. Then right click again, and then left click on Add to Quick Access Toolbar. So you can add as many features as you would like from any group on any ribbon. And so I'm going to skip over a couple of these here, but I kind of like this one where it's the font color. I simply right click on that and then left click on Add to Quick Access Toolbar. So again, if we want to find something from, say, the Layout tab ribbon, and we want to, maybe margins is something that we're dealing with a lot. We're constantly changing the margins on different things that we're working on. Well, we can add that to the Quick Access Toolbar quite easily. All we have to do is right click on it and say Add to the Quick Access Toolbar. And as you can see, we're adding several different features that are there. And no matter which ribbon you happen to be on, your Quick Access Toolbar will always display whichever tools, buttons, features, commands that you have added to the Quick Access Toolbar. So again, it's completely customizable. And so what happens if you add a bunch of things there like, oh, insert citation. Let's right click on that, add Quick Access Toolbar, and then insert table of figures, add a Quick Access Toolbar. Now we're getting all kinds of things that are added to our Quick Access Toolbar here. And what happens if we add those things and then we come back a day or 3 later and we're looking at it, we're thinking, what the heck is this? And even if we hover over it, it says insert citation. Well, maybe we've decided that that's not something we want to use we're not going to use it very often, so maybe we want to get rid of it off of the quick access toolbar. Well, it's just as easy as putting it on there. In this case, you hover over it, right click, and then say remove from quick access toolbar. And of course, we can do that to as many of these as we want. Right click and then left click on remove from quick access toolbar. And then I'll do it to this last one here. Right click and remove from quick access toolbar. So that's a fast way of looking around any one of these tabs, these different ribbons, and finding the different commands, buttons, or features, or drop-down menus that we're interested in, and we can add them to our quick access toolbar simply just by right-clicking on it and then left-clicking on the top option, which is Add to Quick Access Toolbar. All right, well, that's one way to do it. In all things Microsoft, there's always more than one way to do it. So here's another way we could do it. If we look up here, this little drop-down menu that we saw before, we click on it, we see we have several options there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons that are checked right there, different commands. Those happen to be the default 5 that we saw at the very beginning. If any of these we don't want to have, we can simply unclick it or click on it and it will unselect it or uncheck it, and then it will no longer be a part of it, like the touch mouse mode. We can simply get rid of that just by clicking on it. And then of course we could add it back. So at this point, we could either go down here to where it says more commands and click on that, and it will take us to a special place where we can do all kinds of customizing to the quick access toolbar. But I'm going to, we'll take a look at this for a second. Word options, quick access toolbar. Here's all of the different commands on the left, and here's the ones on the right, which we actually have on our quick access toolbar at this moment. I want to go ahead and just hit the X right here. And why? Because there's more than one way to do it. As opposed to clicking here, if you'd like, you can hit the file button here, which is the backstage view. And then you can go down to options here at the bottom and click on that. And then you can see it takes us to general. If we go down to quick access toolbar, click on that, then you'll see that we are right back where we were just a few moments ago. So let's talk about that. How many different commands, buttons, and features can you put on your quick access toolbar? As many as you like. Of course, if you add too many, then it's no longer quick access because you're having to file through so many of them. But here, these are the popular commands, and we see our little elevator bar here. There's probably 50 or 60 or so that are there. Well, let's look at the different categories. So there's the popular commands, commands that are not in the ribbon, all commands, and then you have a whole bunch of different subcategories that are here, like the home tab, all the ones that are on that, the insert tab that we kind of looked at before. But let's go ahead and just say all commands. On this, you will see every single feature, command, button, shortcut that's available on Microsoft Word is now being listed here in alphanumeric order. So it starts off with numbers, works its way up through the highest number, and then starts with the alphabet A through Z. And so by hitting this button here, you can watch this little elevator car going down. You can see that there are a lot of features. In fact, every feature that Microsoft Word has is available to put on the quick access toolbar. So this is one way that you could go look for it. If you're not sure what all these different things are because you're not familiar with it, well, then maybe you'd be better off just going back and just saying the popular commands. There's far fewer, but they're ones that are a little bit easier to recognize. But regardless, whichever ones you'd like to add, like let's say we want to add this copy one, something to make a quick copy, we just select it and click add, and now it's down here, it says copy. And we can just kind of scroll through here a little bit more. Here's a paste special button. How about that one? So we click on this and we say add, and we can add it now to the other one. You'll notice if I drag this down that we still have just the ones that we put up here before, and we haven't added any more because we have not yet hit the OK button down here. So right now we're just kind of experimenting, taking a look at what we can add. And again, we can go through as many of these as we want. Maybe shapes is something that we're using quite often, adding various shapes to our document. We click add and it simply adds it there. And we can go through and we can pick about as many as we like. So there's styles, something that I use a lot, and we can say add. Now, again, they have not been added yet to the Quick Access Toolbar. This is only proposed at this moment, if you will, until we click OK. And so we can experiment, click on all these different things and kind of make a decision as to where we want to put stuff. Also, you'll notice when I took touch mouse mode off of my Quick Access Toolbar and then added it, it actually took it from this position here before the bold and then added it back here at the end of the list. So if I want to move that back to where it was, I can select it and then go over here to this button and I can raise it. Each time I click on it, you can see it's going back up, and I want it to go actually above the bold where it was before. And so it is in its original position. So again, you can take any one of these and you can move them up or move them down just by selecting them. So Format Painter, if you decide you want to put that up in front of the bold, you could do that or move it any which way you want. So that's one of the ways that you can add things to the Quick Access Toolbar. And again, until you click OK, none of those changes are going to be made up there at this point. I actually want to put Format Painter down here at the bottom. So I'm just going to drop it down to there. That sounds good to me. And so I'm just going to go ahead and say, OK. And now you can see all of those different Quick Access Toolbar features have been added to the Quick Access Toolbar. And so those are the two different ways, the easiest ways to be able to add things to your Quick Access Toolbar. So thank you for learning about our tips and tricks here on customizing the Quick Access Toolbar. And remember, no matter which one of these tabs that you click on, which one of these ribbons, your Quick Access Toolbar will always stay there. And in fact, when we close down this document and we open up another one, the Quick Access Toolbar will remain the same, in the same location with the same features that we have on there. And if at any point you decide that, like say this one here, I really don't use shapes that often, right-click on it, remove from Quick Access Toolbar. There you go. It's as simple as that. Thank you so much for coming to learn with us today with Microsoft Word 2016 tips and tricks, how to customize the Quick Access Toolbar.